head down to Old Forge. Mike Schuback joining us right now, the head football coach. And Mike, another win for you guys. And let's talk about the victory last night against Holy Cross.
Hey, John. Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Hey, the kids came out and played real fast, and we got up early and were able to rest some kids, and exactly what we hoped for. And, it's just on to the next one, a very big next one to speak of,
Yeah, got to see Dunmore play a couple of weeks ago there, and they're the total package, much like you guys are. Got to see you against Carbondale area this year. Let's talk about all the positives going on for you this year and talk about the quarterback play in particular.
Yeah, Dante's, he came in as a freshman, only a couple years playing the sport, and he worked really hard from January to July to put himself in this position. We had a couple setbacks with injuries with Alex, and it almost just happened. You can't explain certain things; it just happens in this game. We tell our kids that play every play because you don't know when it's going to be your last, and the situation just fell right into him. He really worked extremely hard for this opportunity, and he's taking the best of every chance he has. We have to catch some balls for him, though. We're dropping some balls, some easy ones, and he is a total team guy. He's an extraordinarily smart kid. He's great to be around. He reminds me of the Walls and the Alexanders and the kids that really established the quarterback play for us mentally and physically. So we're really blessed to have him around for 4 years.
You've had a couple unfortunate injuries, early in the year with a couple players, and talk about when you're at a small school, but you're hearing across the way there's just not a lot of depth everywhere as far as roster-wise. But talk about being able to try to bounce back and obviously hope that maybe some of those guys could make a splash if you guys can continue.
Yeah, there's no doubt losing Matt and Ian was a setback, a very big setback for us. Matt had a great off season. He looked fantastic at team camp. He was ready to go, and to lose him in a drill, a special teams drill that was really disappointing and really gut wrenching for any coach because you get so close to the players, and you hate to lose anybody in practice in a situation like that. And to do that for him his senior year, it was a big setback for us. Adam Salmon stepped in, and he's doing a good job for him. And defensive-wise, Nick DeAndre's playing the defensive end position and giving us everything he has. And, losing Ian in the first game, in the first quarter, was a setback as well. But, these guys are 2-year starters. They play all over on special teams. They play offense and defense. So, yeah, you're losing eight positions in a sense, with all they do. And Kevin Pepson filled in for Ian on defense, and he's had a really good year for a sophomore. The issue is some of those guys were thrust into playing a lot more than we anticipated early. So they're getting better as the year goes on, and we're hopefully, we might have Ian back. From what we understand, we don't know yet. It's up in the air. But, if he could come back, even at this late in the year, maybe he can help us on special teams and give us a rep or two at tailback. But, losing him, and then it put some pressure on the young backs, too, to fill in, like Colin Holtzman, who's a freshman only. And Moses had to carry the ball a little bit more. Pepson's in there now. Anastasi's playing a little tailback for us too. So, we're trying to get around it, but usually, like you said, small school football is everybody carries the water too. That's how it is.
Mike Schuback from Old Forge here on the John Mendola Show. We're driven by McCarthy Tire Service. Well, Mike, let's talk about the matchup next week against Dunmore. They really they don't have any weaknesses that you can see, whether it's by the naked eye or on film. You just try to play your best, and hopefully something will come good. But, hey, I think you would probably say, hey, there's a lot of good things that you're doing there with the Blue Devils this season as well, and there's a lot of positives. But they have a lot of weapons that they could use. Even though they run the football, there's a couple of guys at those receiver positions that are big and strong, including I was really impressed with the O'Malley kid.
Yeah, it's funny. Last year we weren't even able to stand on the field with them. We got blown out. Bottom line, they beat us in every position and every facet of the game. And this year is great for high school football. Let's face it. I mean, 2 9-0 teams. It's great for high school football. Both of us are in the district hunt for our classifications. Both of us are state ranked. I think this game right now is what high school football needs in our area. you got to give them credit. They're the most explosive offensive Dunmore team we've seen in a few years, going back to the Buckley days with those guys. I mean, Borgia's making big plays for them all over the place. Darcy's throwing the ball very accurate. Their tight ends are always open, it seems. And then never mind the huge back. They're just, and the front guys, I mean, they're very consistent. They do a great job. Coach Mills and them guys do a great job up there. They run to the football. Coach McHale got them. I mean, it's the whole package. They're 10-0. They're 9-0 for a reason. And but like I would like to say, our coaches are doing the same thing down here. We're surrounding ourselves with good people, and it's going to be a matchup. Our kids are looking forward to it. I know their kids are looking forward to it. But like I said, I think it's a great thing for high school football to have two towns playing in a game like this, no merger, and establishing their classifications. I mean, it really is. And some people think it's all Old Forge and Dunmore just cakewalk through everything. Well, our numbers, we had 24 kids in pads last night due to some ineligibility issues and some injuries. So it's not easy. No matter what you're doing, it's not easy. And, Dunmore has the luxury of having a lot more kids than us, but they're doing the right things, and they're 9-0 for a reason.
Well said, Mike. I agree with you, and look forward to next week's matchup. We appreciate your time today, and have a good weekend, okay?
Hey, thank you.
All right. Mike Schuback, the head coach for the Old Forge Blue Devils here on the John Mendola Show. You can check us out online during the week. It's the johnmendolashow.com. Follow us right now on Twitter, at John Mendola Show. We give you daily interviews. Every single day you'll see something. There's a couple up today, including the University of Scranton field hockey team. They're 14-0. They play Goucher College today. They're at home. It's 1 o'clock. It's senior day, Fitzpatrick Field. So lots of great stuff going on. Of course, you get to check out the Lackawanna College Falcons football team every week. Mark Duda comes and joins us, and we talk with him so you can see those interviews as well. Well, you can follow us again, like I said, on Twitter, at John Mendola Show. I want to thank our friends at Mendocino's Italian Specialty Store, Sanderson Avenue in Scranton. We come back. We're going to talk with Mike Brennan from Hazleton area. We got Joya Whittington from Lackawanna College women's basketball. She'll be joining us shortly, and we'll talk a little bit more high school football this morning here on the show and some field hockey. And we got a couple of guys coming in. We'll talk a little bit about elite game speed as well. Let's head on out to our local State Farm insurance agent, Jen Ricky Loophole. Break like a good neighbor. Jen Ricky Loophole is there. We'll be back in WILK.